for waiting, guys.
Yeah,
All right.
Well, we gotta stop meeting like this.
All right, anybody have any questions?
Tim, we don't need your name, I don't think.
But yeah, go give me your name and spell it so that we get it correct.
Hi, I'm Gregory Anderson, Gregory Anderson.
So, Mr. Anderson, can you tell us how you feel about the defense resting their case today?
To me, it was sort of anticlimactic. I never saw in their case anything other than nipping around the edges of ours. And strangely, I think their case, it seems like they just gave up on liability, and now they're trying to take the fact that Maya's not in the hospital right now and argue that somehow they're responsible for it, which, since she's had a number of episodes since this time, I think that tells the tale.
Can you explain a little bit more about dropping the liability, what you mean by that?
Well, they have no psychiatrist or psychologist that came in and testified about their allegations, to support their allegations. They basically took some speculation by some doctors before Maya was diagnosed with CRPS, and they tried to turn that into an opinion, but that's not an expert opinion. And so without the right experts, I can't see where they're going. They had a couple of good liability experts, but I don't think they scored any points because they really had never examined Maya. They'd never interviewed her, and some of their opinions were so far afield from ours and the treating physicians that I don't think they made that much impact.
What is it that you want mostly for the jury to understand?
Just how unbelievably difficult this was for the Kowalski family, and the fact that they stood up for their rights to treat their own child with the best knowledge they could, with every bit of information they could, and they made the right choices. And so the things that happened to them at Johns Hopkins are beyond belief, absolutely beyond belief, but we've proved them over and over again. And I think everyone should realize how much courage it takes to go 5 years of litigation. Maya gave 5 depositions. Jack gave 5 depositions. Just think about that for a second. Most people give 1, maybe 2. This thing has gone on forever. It's a blessing we got it to trial. Our trial judge did a superb job getting us to trial, pushing it to trial, because they deserve justice, and maybe they'll find it here.
On the topic of Judge Carroll, he's been, as you said, very adamant about keeping things on schedule.
Yeah.
He's also at times been critical of both you and the defense in regards to timing, in regards to getting exhibitions prepped. Are you at all worried, especially given the time constraints, that you'll be able to get your rebuttal through as much as you need to?
Oh, sure. We will, because he told me I had just 2.5 hours. So are making sure that we're getting it done in 2.5 hours. Judge Carroll runs a tight courtroom, and that's good. And he has his way of doing things, and if you're not going to do it his way, well, he's going to let you know. But he's no different than most judges, especially in a high-pressure, challenging case like this. So we're very confident we'll get our rebuttal in, but we really don't believe we need that much rebuttal. Our case was solid from the start. With the kind of experts we have, I'm very confident.
With the video depositions, as you said, we saw there the defense play snippets of them, very short.
Exactly.
With Maya saying, "I'm okay right now." Can you just talk and reiterate to people with the disease that Maya has, chronic regional pain syndrome?
Sure.
At times she can be okay.
Well, there's a base level of pain, but when you're in that much pain at different times, it becomes sort of, it's not as noticeable as a normal person, really. you develop a high tolerance for it. CRPS patients always have a little bit of pain, but it does come and go. And this is one of the elusive and frankly frustrating things about the disease, is that you can feel great one day and then for 4 days not want to get out of bed. And Maya's testified to that over and over and over again. And over the course of 5 depositions, they took the ones out of 5 where she was doing well, and took snippets out of that as though to portray that that was Maya's life after Johns Hopkins, and it's simply not the case. She went in, she almost died in one relapse, and Arnold Palmer's Children's Hospital had to go and had a feeding tube, and the photographs of her there and the amount of weight she lost because she was in so much pain she couldn't eat are just horrifying. And the jury's seen those. So it's a shame that they didn't put more of her on, but I understand why they did it tactically. It's about the only thing they could do.
After 5 years, has this become more than just a case for you?
It's a quest. It's become a quest. It has dominated every facet of my life, my wife's life, our firm, and the Kowalskis. This is, I think, would be one of the first times anybody's ever won one of these cases, and we've been very much aware of that. It's an incredible challenge. And it's a take no prisoners defense where they attack things over and over and over again. They want the same discovery over and over and over again, and it tends to dominate your life. I've been through cases like this. I've had a lot of big cases in my life. I'd say this one has been the most difficult from the litigation, the pure litigation aspect of it, the controversies that didn't need to happen but happened.
And then lastly, as we move into this afternoon where the judge will talk with you all about directive verdicts, how are you feeling? What are your thoughts?
Well, the defense's case, I thought in many aspects supported ours. There were a lot of witnesses I was frankly very surprised they put on because they sounded great for us, from my perspective. I don't have too many worries. Judge Carroll has his own ideas about things. We feel confident having survived directed verdicts on all of our counts at the close of our case that we'll survive them this time. And we may move for some on for us as well.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.